Good evening and thanks for joining us. You're watching the 9 at Night, or maybe tonight we'll call it the 9 beat. Maybe not. I'm Steve Spreester. Stephania has the night off. The saying is money is power, and today money and power come together in the city budget and power bills. You might see a lower CPS energy bill later this year. That is thanks in part to the San Antonio City Council's $3.4 billion budget. It passed the council today 9-1. The budget includes $42.5 million in bill credits for CPS customers. That money comes from CPS's unexpectedly high revenue. Residential customers should see credits averaging $29 on their November or December bills. Another $7.5 million will go towards low-income assistance programming. Now, the city's new budget also includes money for more police, affordable housing, and pay raises for city employees. You can read more about the new budget right now at KSAT.com. They would have liked to have been celebrating his birthday. Instead, they're celebrating justice in his memory. A woman who shot and killed her ex-husband headed to prison today. A judge sentenced Crystal Rodriguez to 28 years as agreed to in her plea deal. She shot Jared Rodriguez in the back of the head last December. Their youngest child was in the next room when it happened. The sentencing comes on what would have been Jared's 41st birthday. Crystal Rodriguez will be eligible for parole after serving half of her sentence. He was a popular senior at the University of the Incarnate Word. He was shot and killed steps outside of his off-campus apartment by a UIW officer. Days before, the wrongful death lawsuit filed by the family of Cameron Reedus was scheduled for trial. It's been called off. That's after an agreed resolution was reached in the case. Dylan Collier on what the university avoids by not having a public trial.
23-year-old Cameron Reedus attended the same university that employed the police officer who took his life during a fateful encounter blocks from campus in December 2013. After Corporal Christopher Carter attempted to arrest Reedus on suspicion of drunk driving, the two men were involved in a physical confrontation.
Stop resisting! Stop resisting!
Carter shot the student 5 times, killing him. And while an autopsy revealed Reedus was under the influence of alcohol at the time of his death, Carter's work history would have likely played a more prominent role at trial. It's a history that included 9 jobs at 8 law enforcement agencies in less than 7 years prior to landing at UIW. Months before the fatal shooting in an unrelated incident, Carter confronted a student in her dorm room in the middle of the night while investigating a possible hit and run in a parking garage. The student was not involved in the wreck. The wrongful death lawsuit filed by Reedus' family wove through the court system for 8 years as attorneys for the university repeatedly argued its police force was entitled to governmental immunity. A source familiar with the court battle said details of the settlement will be confidential.
Those final details could be ironed out in the next few days. UIW officials declined to comment this afternoon. Carter was cleared of criminal wrongdoing in 2015, months after he resigned from the UIW Police Department. Dylan Collier, KSAT 12 News.
The controversy continues, so does the busing. The latest group of migrants bussed out of the state are now in Washington, D.C. 2 buses dropped those migrants off near Vice President Kamala Harris's home this morning. Governor Greg Abbott says Texas sent more than 100 migrants from 6 countries. Their arrival comes just hours after 50 migrants were flown into Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis' office claimed responsibility and said the state was moving migrants to, quote, sanctuary destinations. The White House press secretary called it shameful, reckless, and just plain wrong. An update on this developing story and the promise reportedly made to these migrants so they would get on the buses or the planes. Coming up on the Night Beat. Right now, the search is on for this girl. She's a missing 14-year-old. Last seen near Hunt Lane and Ingram Road on the city's west side, Angelina Lizarraga is 5 feet tall, has black hair and brown eyes, was last seen wearing a black polo jacket and ripped jeans. If you know anything about where she might be, you're asked to call SAPD's Missing Persons Unit at 210-207-7660. Well, they'd like to get their eyes on this guy. The search is on for the man who stole thousands of dollars worth of merchandise from an optometrist's office last week. It happened around 2 in the morning on September 5th at Bernie Vision Center off of I-10. The Bexar County Sheriff's Office says surveillance photos show a man in a mask breaking into the center and placing the merchandise in a tub before driving off in a white van. Deputies believe the merchandise was worth between $30,000 to $35,000. If you know anything that can help find this suspect, you're asked to call BCSO at the number on your screen, 210-335-6000. Well, this weekend, Woodlawn Theater officials will host a gala to toast the last decade and raise the curtain of anticipation and reveal the theater's new name. Back in July, we told you Woodlawn Theater is moving into the old Bijou Theater inside Wonderland of America's Mall. Saturday, the 10-year anniversary gala will be held at the Brick at Blue Star. Our own Myra Arthur will serve as the MC. The nonprofit's executive director says the new location will have a new name to make sure Woodlawn Theater continues to exist in the same location where it was originally built.
The Woodlawn Theater has had a historic career for the past 77 years, and we want to really honor the building by making sure the name Woodlawn Theater stays here for whatever new tenant comes into the space.
The 2022 season will finish out at the current location, and officials are hoping to open the 2023 season at Wonderland in early spring. All right, we've almost made it to the weekend. Let's get a quick check of your Friday forecast from meteorologist Adam Caskey.
After morning low of 67, our coolest morning since May 26th, it's back to reality. 73 at 7 a.m. your Friday morning, and then by the noon hour, we're already at 88. High temperature of 93. We should hit that around 4 p.m. Some thicker clouds in the morning, then just fair weather cumulus clouds by the afternoon, and a 10% chance, so the off chance of a stray pop-up shower developing. Saturday, very similar, but the trend is going to become mornings in the mid-70s and afternoons in the mid-90s as a more summer-like weather pattern settles in with a lot of sunshine.
Thank you, Adam. Well, today marks the beginning of a Hispanic Heritage Month. KSAT 12 celebrating by highlighting stories from right here in our community. Tonight, we recognize voting rights activist Willie Velasquez. The San Antonio native co-founded the Southwest Voter Registration and Education Project. The Library of Congress says that organization doubled the amount of Mexican-American voters in Texas in the 80s. Velasquez posthumously received the Presidential Medal of Freedom for his work. His siblings spoke to our Jesse Degollado about their brother.
I think he was that intelligent little boy that always used big words. He never bragged about what he did.
Velasquez grew up on San Antonio's west side. His family says the discrimination he faced there inspired his fight for voting rights. Week 4 of the high school football season kicks into high gear tomorrow night, and the best game on the schedule features 2 of the top 10 teams in KSAT's 12 Top 12. Number 8, Bernie Champion at number 5, New Braunfels Canyon. KSAT 12's Andrew Seeley with a preview of what you can expect to see at Cougar Stadium.
Canyon enters Friday night's matchup with an undefeated 3-0 record against non-district opponents, and that includes a comeback victory over crosstown rival New Braunfels 35-32 last week. A perfect way to lead into District 12 5A Division I.
I feel like we're having a great start. I feel like we're playing fast, we're playing hard. As our coaches tell us every day, we got something to prove. I feel like we're living up to it, and we're going to keep going.
We've scheduled some tough teams and played some good football team, but really proud of the way these guys are playing, the way they've fought and been able to come from behind in 2 of these games and find a way to win.
Bernie Champion comes in boasting a 2-1 record. The Chargers have been tested in close games against Laredo United South, Eagle Pass, and Canyon Lake. Now they're ready to open up district play against a team that's a little like looking in the mirror.
They're similar to us on what they do, scheme-wise, so well, I guess we'll just see who does it better.
To face a team like that, it kind of sets a tone for us, you know. We're not always going to be the bigger team. Super excited, ready to come out and play and show our talents and what we're ready for.
That's not all. Friday night also features showdowns between Smithson Valley and Wagner, and right here at Ferris Stadium, Clark versus Marshall. Those are just 2 of the 10 games you'll be able to watch on the BGC app this Friday night. For the 9, I'm Andrew Seeley.
All right, from football to a Philharmonic, the San Antonio Symphony is gone, but the musicians who brought it to life will play together again this weekend. The group formerly known as the Musicians of the San Antonio Symphony now goes by the San Antonio Philharmonic. Its first show under its new name will be held tomorrow night. The performance at First Baptist Church of San Antonio starts at 7:30. Tickets available on the Philharmonic's website, saphil.org. That does it for the 9 at Night. We'll see you right here at 9 o'clock tomorrow night, and of course on the Night Beat at 10. Have a great night, everybody.